I'm Dave Fiore, the founder and CEO of Fiore Communications, and this is a special update episode of How I Got Here. At the end of each episode, I ask every guest the same question. Where do you think here will be for you in 3 to 5 years? Well, it's been 5 years, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to check in and see how things are going. Today, I'm pleased to have How I Got Here guest number 4, Mickey Moore. Hi, Mickey.
Dave, great to be back. Good to see you. Number 4.
Number 4.
I like that number. That's a good one.
Yeah, part of the original 4. We recorded those first 4 all at once, and you're part of the first group.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I feel like Lou Gehrig, number 4.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Yankees fan, so nice to
I had to go there.
Had to work that reference in right away.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to play back your answer from 2019 to where you thought you would be now, basically, and then we'll see what you have to say about it.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. I want to continue to be a good father, a good husband. I want to be successful, however relative that is. I want to be a success in the community, giving back and helping others, so I'll still be engaged there. I would like more business strategies to make it as long as Fiore has, but I'm open to opportunities, because I would hope that I bring the skill set that other companies may need. So 3 to 5 years, if I'm back in the nonprofit world, that'd be awesome, as an executive director. But I'm very happy doing my own thing because now I get to help multiple nonprofits and multiple for-profits. So 3 to 5 years, it's enjoying life, being a good dad, being a good husband, and helping others as much as I can. Yeah, when I can.
All right, so hearing that, what are your first thoughts?
Yeah, interesting. How life works. I'm a planner, always been, right? And but you can't always plan things the way you want them to go. But this seems like I was spot on a little bit. I'd like to say I'm still a good father. The boys are much older now, and they're much more busy than they ever been. So I can always be a better father, though. I think I realize that. I do check myself once in a while. Am I doing enough? Right? Am I teaching my boys enough? And am I spending that quality one-on-one time enough? And I can be a better husband still. I think I'm a good husband. I can be a better husband. But because of all the lanes of life that we talk about, work-life integration, I think that lane probably suffers the most at times, But then the work piece, more business strategies is still here. Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 2018 where I really launched it, so here we are almost 7 years later, and I still have a smaller group of clients currently, 5 right now, but I've helped 20 over that period, and more to come. So I am proud of that. Just as I said back then, being able to help multiple businesses, that's special.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know everything. I don't purport to be the expert in all things, but bringing my successes and failures over my lifetime to bear for their benefit.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy that. And when opportunities come along, as I said back then, apparently one did with the Florida Sheriff's Association. So albeit I'm not an executive director, and that's totally fine because I'm still a recovering executive director, as I tell people.
Yeah.
And that came up as a referral. A couple friends, connected and mentioned my name, and what I thought was going to be a contractual opportunity for MBS became, no, we want to bring somebody inside to help us in our membership donations piece. And you're very familiar with that organization, so I don't have to go into a lot of detail, Dave.
Yeah,
but
FSA is a client of ours, and we get the chance to work together on a lot of projects there, which I always enjoy.
Yeah, so what was that, February of 2022? I joined the FSA team, and they agreed and knew I had clients on the outside. So we have a very transparent agreement and understanding, and I'm blessed in a lot of ways to work there. The mission, it's amazing, the safety and for our communities and things. So, yeah, it seems like 19, I kind of had some foresight, and things have worked out pretty good.
Yeah, that's great. What would you say has been the biggest surprise for you over the last 5 years?
The needs that are out there, from a business perspective. But the surprise was just, and I say this, I should have known. It's difficult to run a business, period. But it's that revenue side or the beginning of the process, and feeding the pipeline and the sales piece. And just surprising through pandemic, as we talked about earlier with COVID, how that challenges your business. But just the effort it takes to continuously be in front of others and doing the outreach, doing the touches, doing the follow-up. I don't have employees like you, Dave, and I know that's something you think about all the time. You got to continuously feed your business because, you're providing for other people and other families. And, I had to do that on my own, and I was just surprising how consistent you had to be on the front end. But then if you don't deliver on the back end, the objectives, deliverables that you promise, that can go away very quickly. And,
right. It is really two different skills, activities, priorities, right? But they have to work hand in hand.
Yeah. So it was just surprising the amount of effort that takes to feed it, which I think was why I was open to the FSA opportunity. Owning a business, stability is important, but it's hard to come by.
Yeah.
And when you're a solo, small entrepreneur like I was, it was interesting to hear FSA and then that stability that it would provide me and my family. And you can't ignore that. And as prideful as I may be, some people think I'm too prideful sometimes. I had to set that aside and say, I love my own business and doing that thing and being out front and being the one. But this is more important, what this provides for my family. So.
Right. And you had mentioned coming back to the nonprofit world, and that check that box as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a good world to be, working for membership in their donor program. And, again, it's a blessing, 100,000 members that support our law enforcement throughout the state. And one thing I believe I can do well is build relationships and fundraise and generate revenue in that space. So I'm glad to be back and knowing I'm doing it for a good reason.
Yeah. What would you say you've learned most about yourself during this period?
I have limits. Yeah. It's been hard. You launch a business and, you got two little ones, and fortunately, I have a wife who's much smarter than me and does well and is strong and is supportive. And then you throw in other life's things. And there were a couple of times where I recognize I have my limits. And I don't get to do certain things anymore as I used to, but I'm still out there running, doing all those things. But I had to recognize my own limits here and there, where I just had to back off. And because I'm not getting any younger, I hate to say it. I mean,
that happens.
Hair still looks great, but we're getting older.
Yeah. So for those who haven't heard your original episode, when you say out there still running, you mean literally running. You are a long distance runner.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, and I was silly because, COVID came, and I decided to do triathlon. So had the time, and with the support of my family, hey, why don't you go ahead and try to learn to swim and learn how to be a cyclist, right? And that's very different from just getting on a bike, or it's very different from just jumping in the pool and doing a lap or two.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Seems so easy.
The worst part is the swimming.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to the run. But yeah, so I did that, and all the way through Ironman Florida last year. Something, again, you'd never think you see yourself doing.
Yeah.
Whether it be owning a business for 20 plus years or doing an Ironman. Sometimes you don't see those things in your lifetime. And to get to it, super proud.
Yeah.
But again, I reach my limits, and I can't do that anymore. I'm not going to do that again. promised myself, promised my family, I'm not going to do another full Ironman. It's too taxing. But yeah, man, that's another lane that I'm busy in.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, do you want to take a guess at where you might be 3 to 5 years from now?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I still want to give the best effort I can in all things, right? And try to keep the best attitude. As I tell my boys, those two things, along with being slow enough to express gratitude for where I am in the moment and where I'm going. And that's all fluffy, but I mean it, you know?
Yeah.
It's so easy to focus on where you've been or where you hope to get, but being in the moment at times, I need to slow down. My boys are, one's 10, one's 7 now, and apparently it happens really fast. And
it only gets faster and faster.
Yeah, and when they're 25, they're not going to say, "Sure, Dad, I'll come home and sit on the couch and hug you." So
Right.
I need to make time for those. So I would like to see myself still at FSA. We are on the precipice of doing some great things, and especially on the membership donor side. And so I would like to still be there and being part of the leadership team. MBS, we'll see. Another 5 years. Doing this side hustle. And, you've talked to business owners, and I'm not sure I love the way that sounds, side hustle. Because running a business, you're all in.
Right.
I mean, you have to be, but yet how do you do it on the side? And so I've got to manage that carefully. I would like to, as long as it doesn't become a strain on me or I don't fail in delivering for my clients.
Sure.
You just have to control that. So I'd love to have both of them still alive and well, but be a better husband and be a better father.
All right. Well, Mickey, thank you. Appreciate the chance to catch up and for you providing an update and sharing your ongoing journey with us. It is always great to see you. And to our listeners, if you have not already, I encourage you to listen to Mickey's original episode. It'll put some context into this conversation and add additional insight into his journey. You can listen right here or at fiorecommunications.com. Thanks for supporting this podcast and connecting with your community. We'll see you next time.